Hello everyone, TarantulaDan here. I hope you are doing well today, and I'd like to welcome you of course to this video and just remind you of course, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, hit the bell notification, and feel free to share my footage as well as liking and leaving a comment. It does all really help me out. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at some of my spiders, and actually the ones that we're going to be looking at are my Typhochlaena seladonia, the Brazilian jewel tarantula. I know a lot of you really like these spiders, and I can completely see why, and I could do with giving you all some updates on these spiders as well as my collection as a whole. Of course I haven't been doing many personal collection updates purely because I've been trying to get the Guatemala series finished, which is now done. I've got one more video to do on that, which is like a vlog discussion thing where I'll be talking about the experiences and things about the trip. So if you would like to hear me ramble on for a few minutes, then please check out that video when it's up. But with that said, I want to try and get back into doing updates on my collection as well as other things that I have planned for the channel. So as I said, we're going to be taking a look at the T. seladonia, and the reason for that is because I have various updates. The first update actually comes from when I got back home after the Guatemala trip. And then from then there's been sort of a few things going on with them. So I thought I would start off and give you an update on those. So we're going to go down into the animal room, bring my macro lens and continue filming down there. Okay then, so this is of course the spider wall, and my seladonia are on this shelf down here, which you can't see, but we'll adjust the camera in just a second. And the first update that I need to give you regarding these, I actually only have 2 left of this seladonia, which is kind of heartbreaking in a way. So in this one here, of course this enclosure, by the way, for anyone that asks me about them, these are from the Spider Shop. You can find a link to their website in the description of all of my videos. This is the 25cm cubed one. This is the first one that I ever had, so she's now like just over 2 years old, I think. 2.5 years. And she's doing really well. She's molted. I think she's 6th molt now, so she's getting decent size. I have some footage of her which I'll put on the screen. Not the best because she wouldn't stay still, but you can still kind of, you can have a look at her. So she's doing really well. So these are the other 3 enclosures, of course, from the Spider Shop. These are the 15cm cubed ones. Really good enclosures. I do recommend them. Now, what was originally T. seladonia 4, which was the one that I got in the £1,000 mystery box, which was in this enclosure here. That one died a while ago now. Don't know why. I remember being really kind of pissed off about it, but it can't be helped, unfortunately. Not sure why. They're all kept exactly the same, fed the same. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. However, when I got back from Guatemala, I of course came straight into my animal room to look at all of my animals, and then found that one of them had died, and the one that died was actually the one that I got at the BTS last year, the one that Petco sort of showed on camera. And so yeah, that is the second one that died. So the 2 that I have now, of course, is the big one, which I got, the original one from the Spider Shop that I got over 2 years ago, and then what was T. seladonia 3, which I got from where did I get this one from? I think it was Spider Room, maybe. I can't remember exactly the seller, but yeah, it was the 3rd one that I've got, and that is what this video is about. We're going to be taking a look at this seladonia right now. Okay then, so the macro lens is on, and the reason I'm doing this is because you can see that the spider is just here on the right hand side of the screen, but there is something that I want to take a look at. And I'm going to try and do it without disturbing the spider too much, but just down there, if you can see in the center of the screen. So we have a mold from this spider. So this will very carefully be placed onto the side. I don't want to lose it by getting blown out of the way or anything like that. And I'll be taking a look at this under a microscope. So this spider actually molted a few days ago, and it's just sort of down here clinging to the side there. I'm going to try and take a better look at it. I'm also just going to show you how I water them as well, because you do need to make sure that these are, you know, they don't sort of dry out kind of thing. So you can see I've got this really nice air plant in there that's growing really, really well. The other one that I had in, the one died, but that one's doing great. And all I do is I boil the kettle, leave the water to cool down, which people think is a bit strange when they come around my house and they just see all these like containers of water, and I'm like, no, it's for the spiders, so don't mess with it. But I actually spray through, if I just lift the camera, the top vent, I actually spray down through there, and then it sort of looks a bit more like it's kind of raining. And I don't sort of soak the enclosure, I'll do this every couple of days. I try and be really careful with this spider. You can see just down here you get these like little pools of water, and I have this absolute dreaded feeling that one day the seladonia is going to fall in and is going to drown, which of course is not something that I want to happen. But so yeah, there's the seladonia on the side. It's just having a bit of a drink. I'm going to continue to give that plant a good spray. So that is a real plant, and they're really, really nice to look at. And I think it's nice when you see the spiders crawling over the plants rather than just having all fake and artificial. So yeah, so here it is. This is, let's say, seladonia 3, which is now going to be demoted to number 2. Obviously absolutely amazing looking spiders. I'm going to see if I can get some, if I get a bit of light on it. So yeah, these are absolutely beautiful looking spiders. They look a lot better in person than they do on videos or pictures, I assure you. Of course, one of the most expensive spiders you can get in the hobby. I actually had someone here a while ago and I was explaining to those about the price of them, and they were quite shocked that people spend that much money on a spider, but they are amazing. Although at the same time, if you're spending anywhere between sort of, I don't know, say £300 and £600 for a 1 centimetre spider, and that spider dies, it is genuinely absolutely gutting, but there isn't anything that you can do about it, unfortunately. So, but yeah, here you go. You can see this one. Of course, we'll take a look at the other one in a second as well. And you can see it's just having a bit of a drink. It came out after the molt, and just try and get as much footage of it as I can, so you can see all the lovely colours, the blue and pink legs, the sort of metallic, sheeny, different coloured abdomen. You know, even the carapace has got a really nice sort of colour to it. They're amazing looking spiders. And I'm going to show you how I feed these, because it's very it is important, I think, to do this sort of right, and I'm sure you'll agree why. And I'm going to drop the food actually just behind it, just so you can see how it is that I do it. So what I do is I actually get a cricket, a decent sized one, always one that's too big, and I crush the head on it well and truly, as you can see, and I will leave that in there, and then of course take out anything uneaten. The reason I do this is I'm not willing to risk my spider getting eaten by crickets, and also obviously there's no harm in giving it a small meal like a fruit fly or a small cricket, but at least with that one it will fill itself up, and then that'll do it then for probably 2 weeks or so. And I only feed these every sort of couple of weeks, and there is a reason for that, which I'll cover in a future video. So yeah, that's a look at that one. So you can see he's still having a bit of a drink, which is fine. I'd rather it drink and, you know, keep itself sort of hydrated than it die. Let's leave the camera rolling for a second to see what it does. So this is the enclosure of the larger T. seladonia. You can see again a really nice air plant in there. I'm just going to give this a water as well. A good soak. So always give that a good soak and make sure it's sort of, there's plenty of moisture in there. So the question then is, where is the spider? Well, if you are someone that's been watching my channel for a long time and you've seen my T. seladonia updates, then you will know that it is not hiding in any of the like the crevices on here, or well, by the plant. If you look up in the top corner, there's a little nest, I'm going to call it. I'm just on a burrow. It's not like, it is an arboreal trapdoor, which I will show you in just a second. But yeah, so this spider doesn't it doesn't use the enclosure as I had hoped, but that's fine, because that is what that's the beauty of owning animals. You can't make them do anything. It's all up to them. So this spider isn't going to come out, which is a real shame. However, I do have some footage of this already from when I fed it nearly 2 weeks ago. So obviously big meal. She's obviously still not hungry yet, but you can see her just in here. You can just see the tips of her legs up there, and she's pulling that trap door shut. The door opens at the bottom here. So what I'm doing is leaving this girl alone. I'm not going to stress her out, but I will show you some footage, as I say, that I have of her already. So we'll take a look at that now, and then we're going to take a look at the seladonia molt under a microscope and see if we can get a sex for it. Ideally, I would need a male, because that way I've then got male, female, and I can breed them. So just to sort of show you as well when I'm doing my videos, rather than keep trying to move the camera around, I found if I put any enclosures, glass ones especially, on my L-Phalax enclosure, I think the lid must be just slightly curved. So what it means is that just by literally placing my finger on, I'm able to just rotate the enclosure really slowly, and means that I can sort of have a look at different angles without having to actually disturb the spider too much or keep moving the camera. So yeah, there you go. It's a top tip for the day. get yourself to a slightly sort of arching lid or something for the bottom, and then you can just rotate. Obviously you don't want it too steep, because then the enclosure is going to slide off, but this is fine. This is fine like that, as you can see. It's nice and easy. It's really good for filming, for panning around. So yeah. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the molt. Okay then, so this is where I'm going to be doing the T. seladonia sexing. So I have in this little container the molt, if you can just sort of see it down here. Not the clearest, it's very small of course, and the camera won't be able to pick up on it. I'm not using my macro of course. So the first thing that we need to do to be able to have a better look at this molt is of course to sex it. So what I'm going to do is just very carefully take the molt out. Make sure there's no debris or anything in there, and then put just a little bit of water into here. Ideally you want to use warm water, but cold water will be fine as well. And then what we'll do now is just wait and give that a minute to soak up, and then we'll get onto a slide. Okay then, so this molt looks like it's sort of softened up enough to use now. Just using a cocktail stick, I'm going to take the molt off and then just sort of spread it all out. Okay then, so the actual molt is somewhat spread out now, as you can see. Well, of course we can't see this with the naked eye, and that's where the microscope comes in. So of course if I place this onto here, and this here, I think this is the abdomen, which is of course the part that we need. So this on screen is actually the lens, one of the lenses. So you can see these ones here as well. Not the clearest of images to be fair, but yeah, they look like big googly eyes. Not very clear to be fair. Okay then, so I was unable to determine the gender of this spider, which is a real shame. Basically, if I hold it up, you might be able to just make it out. Possibly there's two sort of small black dots. I get some better footage of this, but basically one is the carapace and one is the abdomen. And in trying to open up the abdomen to find out, to see what I needed to see, unfortunately, it basically tore and I cannot make it out. I still got some good footage of the actual spider under the microscope, but I didn't see anything that I really needed to see. So we will either have to wait until next molt to find out what the sex is, or I'll try and get into like a little container and have a look at the underside myself and see whether I can determine it that way. In all honesty, I'm hoping this is a male, just so that then I've got the male female to breed them. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, I'll be happy. I've still got, if I have like two females, that's not really a problem. So yeah, that is, I guess, the end of the video. It's not exactly how I wanted it to end. I would have liked to have been able to say it's a male or it's a female. So for now, I'm going to say it's non-binary until I decide. So yeah, that was a joke. Well, of course, spiders are not non-binary. They are male or female. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video. At least you've had an update on the actual seladonia themselves. You can see how they're both doing. And of course, please let me know in the comments below what you think of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And of course, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see coming up on this channel, and I will get it filmed for you. So that's it, everyone. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Goodbye from everyone.